Tonight on Reporting Texas TV, how a local ballot item could affect homeless people by making camping in some areas illegal again.
Why UT students are being cautious about what professors they choose for next semester.
And keep watching to see how a beloved Austin location is making a comeback. Reporting Texas TV starts now. Good evening, I'm Giovanni Ledette.
And I'm Rebecca Saborio, reporting from Austin, Texas.
Right now, voters in Travis County are deciding whether to criminalize camping and soliciting in public areas like streets and parks. It is among many ballot decisions up for vote during the Travis County special elections. Reporting Texas, Libby Cohen has the story.
It's really rough.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been hard.
Howie has been living on the streets of Austin for 12 years. He suffers from COPD, which prevents him from walking long distances. He's forced to ask strangers for money as a way to pay for his treatment. But Prop B would bring that to an end.
That would impact me very much because I still live some money on.
Prop B would make camping and soliciting illegal. If caught, someone could face a fine or jail time. Joelle McNew is the president of Safe Horns and a director for Save Austin Now. She says Safe Horns supports Prop B primarily for student safety.
We know it's not a crime to be homeless, and really what we believe is the inhumane conditions that are occurring right now all over our city are not helping anyone.
However, human rights organizations like Austin Mutual Aid believe Prop B is not the solution. Founder Bobby Cooper faced homelessness at a young age and visits camps across the city every week.
They're really concerned about having their whole life upended because that's what the city sweeps do, and that's what Prop B would do. Is it literally increases homelessness? I mean, and it's such a knee-jerk, dehumanizing, stupid plan.
Cooper says there are organizations helping the unhoused, like Austin Mutual Aid.
These grassroots groups that we're working with can house dozens and dozens of folks and change their lives. The city can do that. We can do that as a city.
Cooper says that the solution to Austin's homeless problem starts by breaking down the wall between the housed and the unhoused. I'm here at Town Lake where Howie lives. Let's go to another homeless camp across town. This is another populated area for the unhoused in East Austin. It would all be cleared away with the passing of Prop B.
Well, it makes me feel like an animal, actually, where they put that decriminalizing. All that means is they just want to put you in jail. Mm-hmm. And what does that say? It criminalizes you, actually.
Mm-hmm. Libby Cohen, reporting Texas TV.
Early voting ended on Tuesday. Election Day is Saturday, May 1st.
The Texas Senate heard 4.5 hours of public testimony from LGBTQ advocates over Senate Bill 1646. The bill would define providing transgender health care to minors as child abuse. It was given tentative approval on Monday. Right now, the Texas Senate is also advancing numerous transgender bills, one restricting children to play on sports teams that align with their sex. Past bills have stalled in the House. 1/4 of Texans 16 and older have received the COVID vaccine as of Sunday. That amounts to about 40% of Texans in this age range that have received their first dose. However, public health officials say more outreach can be done to increase Texas's low vaccination rate. Counties that are poor, more conservative, and less educated have the lowest vaccine rates in the state.
The CDC updated mask guidelines for people who are fully vaccinated. Wearing a mask is no longer needed for outdoor activities such as running or walking by yourself. The new update also says in small outdoor gatherings like dining outside, a mask is not required. However, the CDC director urged people to still wear a mask indoors and in crowded outdoor spaces.
Although these vaccines are extremely effective, we know that the virus spreads very well indoors. Until more people are vaccinated, and while we still have more than 50,000 cases a day, mask use indoors will provide extra protection.
Yesterday, President Biden used these new guidelines to encourage people to get vaccinated.
A Houston Methodist nurse is crowdfunding money to take her hospital to court after they threatened to fire all employees who do not get vaccinated before June 7th. Kenny Jones has the story.
Jennifer Bridges works as a nurse at the Houston Methodist Hospital in Baytown. She plans on getting the COVID vaccine once more research has been done. When Houston Methodist mandated all employees get vaccinated, she saw panic among those who didn't feel comfortable yet.
And so that day when we got that email, people were panicking. People were crying, depressed. They're like, what can we do? What's going to happen? Da, 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 da.
Bridges circulated a written petition to the hospital while at work and collected over 100 signatures on her first day. She later shared an online petition to Facebook and received support from people and organizations around the country. Within days, she collected signatures by the thousands. But regardless of their efforts, Houston Methodist President Dr. Mark Boom says the policy is here to stay.
But the bottom line is these vaccines are safe. They are the right thing to do. And in a healthcare environment like Houston Methodist, where we care for vulnerable patients, it is our sacred obligation to keep our patients safe, and vaccinations are a key part of that.
Houston Methodist is one of the first major healthcare systems to implement a vaccine requirement for employment. Bioethics and human rights professor Benjamin Gregg says Bridges' decision threatens public health.
They are actively harming other people. And they are in an environment in which the information is available. And therefore, their rejection of that information is perverse in the extreme.
Right now, over 2,000 hospital staff out of 26,000 could lose their jobs if they refuse the vaccine before June 7th. Bridges said she came to Austin for the weekend to get away from the stress.
I'm sure a lot of medical companies might look at me as a troublemaker. I hope they look at me more as a strong-willed advocate that's not scared to do the right thing, because me personally, I'd rather have a nurse like that than someone who's too scared.
If she gets terminated, Bridges said she is willing to find a job elsewhere to stay loyal to her morals and beliefs. But for now, she's crowdfunding money to take Houston Methodist to court. In Houston, Kenny Jones, reporting Texas TV.
The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission said last December employees are entitled to ensure a safe workplace, which may include vaccine requirements for its employees. To find out more information about Bridges' lawsuit and the legal implications behind Houston Methodist's decision, visit reportingtexas.com. A tip from a member of the public revealed that a marina owner has been dumping human waste off Commander Point Marina in Lake Travis. The Lower Colorado River Authority Public Safety Department says the waste dumping may have been happening for weeks. Officials say they saw gray water, fluorescent dye, and feces at the dumping site. The marina owner has been charged with unauthorized discharge of waste, was booked into Travis County Jail, and has since been released on bond.
Texas will gain 2 new congressional seats after an increase in residents, according to the 2020 U.S. Census. Now, Texas will have 38 votes in the U.S. House of Representatives. Right now, there are more than 29 million residents in the state. The census estimates the increase consists of people of color, mostly Hispanics. With its growing population, Texas has never lost a congressional seat in the last century. Coming up, how parents are opening their homes back up to caregivers after the initial COVID-19 shutdown.
And why the script was flipped at the 93rd Oscars thanks to a change in award order and increased diversity. We will return after the break.
With summer and fall registration underway, some UT students are warning their peers about professors who have violated the school's sexual misconduct policies. Andres Garcia has the story.
Kaya Epstein posted a thread on Twitter on April 19th highlighting the professors on UT's fall course schedule who violated the school's sexual misconduct policies. She says she's fighting for a safer campus.
It should not necessarily be the responsibility of students to put so much time and energy into protecting each other.
Epstein says that one challenge is spreading awareness to newer students. She says not being able to organize in person makes it tough.
There's a huge disconnect between years that I think's been exacerbated by being online.
Although the university suspended some violators in the past, Epstein says students were not made sufficiently aware of their return to campus by university officials. Senior Sarah Jane Ross calls this a failure in communication.
I know it's kind of like a running joke at UT that like if there's like a crime or an emergency, you're going to find out on Twitter before you find out from UTPD.
The university suspended one professor for soliciting lewd photos from students and another for making inappropriate remarks of a sexual nature to graduate students. Some Longhorns say that's not enough.
Keep their precious dollars! Just to keep their precious dollars!
Obviously, I feel like removal is what is necessary.
A spokesperson at the school's Title IX office says they will release sexual misconduct records to students who submit an open records request. Ross and Epstein are encouraging their peers online to avoid enrolling in classes taught by known violators.
Because if no one is signing up for their classes, then UT is going to realize like people don't want this person here.
Andres Garcia, reporting Texas TV.
More information, including a full list of all UT staff members found in violation of the school's sexual misconduct policy since 2013, can be found online at reportingtexas.com. On Saturday, the Texas Department of Public Safety confirmed it is investigating a lobbyist over disturbing allegations. The Hill co-partner lobbyist is accused in a complaint of using a date rape drug on at least one Texas Capitol staffer. Many state legislators are showing support for the complaint through social media and by banning lobbyists in their offices. Names have not been released. The Office of Police Oversight released a public survey earlier this week after reports of excessive use of force by Austin police. The City Council hopes to receive feedback from community members as to how the city can update APD policies to better protect Austinites. The city will also hold virtual public meetings from April 29th to May 26th at 6 p.m.
For college students, childcare jobs can provide income with flexibility for school and internships. When people started shutting their doors to strangers during the pandemic, online childcare groups fell silent. Ashley Misnazi learns how childcare impacts college students' wallets.
Sorry, can you go to this one?
No. For working parents like Adrienne Anderson, childcare is an essential part of the job.
And my kids are small. It's not like I can give them a laptop and a television and say, go. I mean, they need supervision and they need some guidance. And so trying to balance that was really difficult.
But now that vaccinations are available to all adults, childcare workers are back in business.
I, have kind of opened like myself back up to the babysitting world, like families that I used to babysit for, and kind of saying like, if you're comfortable, I'm comfortable type of thing.
UT grad Casey Walker is one of those nannies who lost work in the summer after getting the coronavirus. Her income of $600 a week with no paid time off was gone.
Yeah, definitely an extra stressor that I wish was not had during the time of having the world's deadliest disease or whatever.
The Economic Policy Institute says the average cost of childcare in Texas is $777 a month. That's 8% more than college in-state tuition.
UT natural science professor Carol Kitt specializes in the business side of households.
So it's one of the, downsides or negatives against the sector work and having no health insurance, medical insurance.
But for parents like Adrienne, allowing babysitters back into her home is not just a job for the nanny, but also a nice mental relief for mom and dad.
Parent relationship needs to be nurtured, and having time to go to dinner or go on a walk, just the two of you, it's really important.
In Austin, Ashley Misnazi, reporting Texas TV.
For links to the Facebook and GroupMe's Hiring a Sitter, visit the Reporting Texas website.
Apple has set a move-in date for their new billion-dollar Austin campus, which aims to bolster Austin's growing tech sector. Williamson County has listed out expectations in order for Apple to continue building as agreed, such as creating at least 4,000 jobs and solving the traffic concerns on Palmer Lane, where the campus will be built. Apple has also implemented a tech pipeline course at Austin Community College, where over 24 students are learning skills such as software coding to prepare them for their soon-to-be jobs. Apple is planning the grand opening of the new facility by December of 2022. Overnight, thunderstorms blew into Austin, and more could be in store this weekend. Afolia has the latest on Austin's weather forecast.
And today is the start of the NFL draft. Stick around to find out which team has the first pick this year and where to watch all the action.
Welcome back to Reporting Texas TV. My name is Julia Rajkumar, reporting from Austin. It has been a cloudy week here in Austin with some surprise April showers. If you step out, make sure to grab your umbrellas. Today, we will have a high of 75 and a low of 66 with some more rain expected. The overnight thunderstorms we experienced on Wednesday will likely continue again tonight with on and off showers, eventually leading to some cloudy skies for the rest of the night. The temperature will stay in the low 70s and the humidity will shoot up to 90% and we will have low winds. Heading into this weekend, we expect to see even more rain with PM showers on Friday and thunderstorms on Saturday. On Sunday, the storm is supposed to let up and we will see a rise in temperature from 73 degrees to 84 degrees. If you are looking to get some sun, Monday is your day with a high of 94 and a low of 71. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we will continue to see more sun with some isolated thunderstorms and the temperatures staying in the high 80s. That's all for weather. I'm Atulia Rajkumar, reporting Texas TV. Back to you, Rebecca.
Coming up, how the UT women's volleyball team fared at nationals.
And an environmental art exhibit that promotes the beauty behind Mother Nature. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back. I'm Maggie Wolanski reporting from the Sports Desk in Austin. This week, Texas advanced to the national championship after beating the number 1 seed Wisconsin in the Final Four. In the championship match, they lost to number 2 seed Kentucky with the set score of 1-3. In the program's history, UT has won 3 national championships in 1981, 1988, and 2012. Today marks the first day of the 86th NFL Draft. The draft will be held in downtown Cleveland in several locations, such as the First Energy Stadium, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the Great Lakes Science Center. The Jacksonville Jaguars have the first pick, following the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. Keep your eyes on Trevor Lawrence, past Clemson quarterback, who looks to be the number 1 draft pick. The NFL Draft is 3 days long and will be broadcast on 3 major networks, including the NFL Network, ESPN, and ABC. On Monday, Austin FC added a new player on loan from the Portland Timbers. The team signed Emmanuel "Manny" Perez in exchange for a third-round 2023 MLS SuperDraft pick. Austin FC also has the option to trade for Perez's permanent rights at the conclusion of the 21 season. The 22-year-old last played for North Carolina FC in the USL Championship. The Timbers could receive additional general allocation money based on how Perez performs. Internationally, Perez has played in 12 matches with the U.S. youth national team, making 5 appearances and scoring 2 goals with the U18 team. It will be awesome adding a new midfielder to the line. The NFL is the first major sports league to partner with Clubhouse. That's an app described as part talkback radio, part conference call, and part house party. In order to join, you must receive an invitation from an existing member. This isn't the first time the sports league has partnered with a social media platform. In 2015, they partnered with Snapchat, and in 2019 with TikTok. This partnership comes just in time for the NFL Draft, as it allows users to hear assessment of prospective players, debate picks, and be connected with other fans. I'm Maggie Wolanski reporting at the Sports Desk. Thanks for tuning in.
Coming up, local artists are getting more space and a new location to express themselves. Details of Graffiti Park's reopening next.
And your recap of the Oscars. How the awards ceremony marked a milestone for the Asian community, but disappointment for Chad Boswick fans.
Graffiti Park, a once iconic Austin location, is set to reopen this summer at a new location with even more space for local artists to express themselves. Hope Outdoor Gallery, the nonprofit organization behind the famous park, plan to have the new art installation built near Austin Bergstrom Airport, which they believe will expose more tourists to the city's local art scene.
From now until May 9th, the Austin community can visit the Creek Monster Habitat, an experiential public art installation on UT's campus. The project was first imagined 2 years ago by Waterloo Greenway Conservancy. Texas Performing Arts and UT students used reclaimed wood from campus trees, cuttings from invasive species, and living plants to turn Waller Creek into an active, living ecosystem. The exhibit spotlights an important environmental area on campus.
So often people ignore this green space that is here for nurturing our students, for spending time in decompressing in and around. It's also becoming, with all of the construction moving east, it is the heart of our campus.
The Habitat is located on the southwest corner of 24th Street and San Jacinto Boulevard. You can find more information about the project on UT's College of Fine Arts website.
The 93rd Oscars were on Sunday, and the awards brought a new milestone and an audience upset. Chloe Zhao, director of the critically acclaimed film Nomadland, became the first woman of color and the first woman of Asian descent to win the Oscar for Best Director. And the Oscars were completely rearranged so that the award for Best Actor came last. Many believed this was because Chadwick Boseman, who passed away in August of 2020, was going to win. To the disappointment of many, Anthony Hopkins actually won instead of remembering the loss of a beloved actor. The awards were brought to an abrupt close.
Thanks for joining us tonight on Reporting Texas TV.
If you would like to check out any of our stories or our newscasts, please visit reportingtexas.com. We'll see you next Thursday. Good night.